how to make the most of it. And I use the word it because I don't know what it is for you. I don't know what's going on in your life that you need to make the most of. Here's the point. Whatever we're going to do with our lives, we better get on with it. Because time's not stopping. It's not standing still for us. It's the other point. If you're not doing anything with your life, time doesn't really matter. Today we're going to do the ABCs of how to make the most of it. A is assume responsibility for your own life. Assume responsibility for your own life. This is not a very popular concept in our culture because we have this thing that's crept into our society called political correctness. Political correctness. What that means for you and I is that nothing is our fault. It's not my fault. So if you spill coffee on your lap, you don't take responsibility that you are clumsy and you spilled the hot coffee. You sue McDonald's for $4 million. And a lame, very lame, politically correct jury actually rewards you the money. If we're going to be successful in life, successful by God's standards, there's no room for political correctness like that. We have to assume responsibility for our own lives. There's three kinds of people in life. There's the accusers, there's the excusers, and there's the choosers. Accusers. They always blame everybody else for their problems. This is their favorite phrase. It's all your fault. Not my fault. I didn't bring this on myself. This has nothing to do with me and the choices I've made. I'm just a victim here. Accusers want to blame everybody else. This is all your fault. Then there's the excusers. Excusers always have a rationale for where they are and what they're doing. They always have a reason. Accusers and excusers. People who blame others, people who excuse themselves. Accusers and excusers are losers. So we need to be choosers. The third option. Choosers say, I choose to assume responsibility for my own happiness. I choose to assume responsibility for my own happiness. I'm not dependent on somebody, someone else, some organization, the U.S. government. I'm not depending on anybody for my happiness. I choose, with God empowering in me and living in me, I choose the course of my life. B, the ABCs. Believe I can change. Stop saying I can't and start saying I can. The person who says I can't and the person who says I can, they're both right. If you don't think you can get a new job, better relationship with your spouse, kids under control, if you don't think you can do any of that, guess what? You're absolutely right. You can't do it. But if you think you can, you will. C, clarify what you really want. Clarify what you really want. You must decide, and I must decide, what's important and what is not important. God has given each of us an incredible gift. The gift is called the freedom of choice. You get to choose. But in order to make a good choice, you have to know what you want. The freedom of choice is the one thing, or one of the things, that really makes us like God. But first of all, we must define what is good. To define what is good means to clarify what you really want. Most people never do this. They don't spend any time choosing beforehand what they want out of life. They never stop. They never think it through. They never write it down on paper, what's really important to them. You ever thought about for yourself, what are my values? What's important to me? What really counts in my life? You can't do what's important to you until you clarify what's important. If you don't clarify what's important, you're just going to be pushed around the daily grind. Going to be pulled this way and pulled that way, and another year's going to go by. You have to clarify what's really important and then begin to do those things. D in the ABCs is don't wait to begin. Don't wait to begin. There's 3 words that will change your life. Do it now. Do it now. There will never be ideal circumstances to start on that change. To make that growth, to work on that development in your life, there's never going to be an ideal time. You've got to start now. Ecclesiastes 11:4 says this: if you wait for perfect conditions, you will never get anything done. If you wait for perfect conditions, you will never get anything done. Have you ever heard someone say, well, when things settle down a little bit, when things settle down, I'll get that done. Listen, things are never going to settle down. It doesn't work that way. It's called life. Life must be enjoyed under imperfect circumstances. Very important right there. Life must be enjoyed under imperfect circumstances. Whatever we're going to do, whatever we want to do, we must get on with it now.